Hello. So happy New Year's. This is 2026. I decided that I wanted to uh, show my face for this YouTube channel. I've been posting videos, sort of, it's just mostly shorts, to hopefully motivate myself, but that didn't really last that long. So my goal for 2026 is to be more consistent and to really identify and figure out what I'm trying to do with this whole content creation. I am interested in really having more momentum this year about my self discovery, honing in on my battle rhythm, like what do I do with my processes, my checklist for myself and at work. And I want to be very intentional. I feel like 2025 just blew past me and life just happened. And I want to be more deliberate with myself and to actually remember stuff. I think part of the reason why I want to do content creation is to kind of have like a video journal and to be able to reflect on the stuff that has happened in my life. Yeah, it kind of ties into that intentionality that I was talking about earlier, because a lot of times I can't remember things, and even if I take photos and stuff, I want to be intentional about looking back on my life and actually enjoying it and living it instead of letting it just happen. So, goals for 2026. So I did a little bit of a reflection in my journal, which I'm trying to be. Let me see. Did I write it in here? I think I did. Oh no, I didn't. What are my goals? Okay. Well, anyways, for 2025 I went back and looked at some of my journal entries. I was not consistent throughout the year, so it was kind of sporadic. But for 2025, based off of my journal entries, some of the goals that I had was one, get into a graduate program to advance my career. However, I did not start on that. Number two was start a YouTube channel. I did start posting YouTube shorts, so I can say I can mark that one off. Number three, I wanted to focus on developing my spirituality, and I would say I didn't really hit the mark on that one. I definitely could have gone to church more often and be more intentional about reading and praying. However, I didn't. Number four was be a more positive person and to be kinder to myself. I noticed in my journal entries I just tended to beat myself up and be very critical and a lot of negative self-talk, which did not help me in my job and my mental health and everything. So I do want to work on being kinder and more positive, especially when it comes to myself, and establishing more emotional control instead of just feeling overwhelmed and an emotional wreck at times. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Journal more, so that is going to be something I do want to continue as well in my 2026 goals. And the number 9 was also build good habits. So in the beginning of 2025, I will preface that I did not write this down. This is just stuff I had looked back in my journal entries and annotated. These are probably the things that I had in mind in 2025 based off my entries, but yeah, I kind of just wrote down some stuff in here as well of like other things such as reflecting on how 2025 worked or went, and some of the major events. Like I got engaged and married in 2025, went to Vegas, went to Mexico. A lot of good memories that if I didn't journal it and if I didn't take photos and, reflected on it, I think I would have just felt like 2025 was a wash at times and, has a negative kind of aftertaste, if that makes sense. Not sure if that's the right word, but yeah, 2025 right now, after doing some journaling, I feel pretty comfortable. I was pretty happy about it. And I think that does show some improvement, because when I first started my journal today, I was just like, oh my gosh, 2025, I'm glad it's over. And I wish I didn't, experience it again. However, there were so many good things, like me getting engaged and married. Like I would totally do that over again. But it's just in the moment, that negative self-talk and just all the negative stuff piling up. I just really want to work on that. So goals for 2026, I got some financial goals, such as saving up for an emergency fund, maxing out my 2026 Roth IRA, some property management stuff, and financial or fitness goals, such as being able to run 2 miles within a certain time frame, and limiting social media usage. I definitely feel like my spare time was not utilized or optimized in the way that I wanted to, progress myself in. It was more like just binge watching shorts and reels and wasting the day away and basically losing, my focus, just brain rot. And so I have a couple more goals, such as, Sunday walks, going to church, taking vitamins every day, planning date nights every month. I do want to start something called user-generated content. Kind of interested in that side hustle. And hopefully whatever kind of, profit I make can feed into my financial goals. And then I want to make sure I annotate in here. Journal daily. All right. Well, that's it for 2026. It's gonna be my first video for 2026, so hopefully this all goes well, and we'll see by 2027 how I do. Oh, I guess I didn't write in here. One goal for 2026 regarding content is to post. To post something every week. Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah. I got inspired because I was just watching a video by Dan Matler, I think this is his name. And I feel more motivated. I feel like I'm going to have a process. I just need to analyze what I'm doing right now. So establishing my goals and then starting to basically plan out my week and building in processes so I can do some habit stacking. That way I don't feel overwhelmed with all of these goals that I have. At least I can start incorporating it into my daily life. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully you guys enjoy the journey.